11 moving up to 8 o'clock, just the music you're hearing, the strains of a young artist who we're going to place a spotlight on now. His name is Rahil Babooram. He's been making waves in the local music scene, just released his album called Quattro, which I presume is his fourth album. Rahim, good morning. Rahil, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. And you work with your guitar, so you're going to go out with a bit of music. Now, you've been singing for quite a number of years. You say you've been inspired by the teachings of Hare Krishna.
That's right.
You're a very devout vegan. Let's start with where you started in music. How did you start in music?
My father used to play guitar, so growing up, that's the first instrument I saw being used, as a real instrument in the house. So growing up hearing him play the guitar, and also the records, my parents both played Beatles, Pink Floyd, Billy Joel, 60s, 70s music. I was inspired to get into music. So around age 11, I decided, okay, I want to learn guitar. I took his book. And over the holidays, I started practicing and learning and playing along with music I was listening to. By
yourself?
Yeah.
You were basically self-taught then?
You can say that,
And you also told me before we came on here that all the instruments we're hearing on the album, track by track, you've played all.
That's right.
So how many instruments do you play?
I play guitars, bass, drums, keyboards, percussion, harmonica, anything
Wow, that's amazing. And you're on your fourth album now. Now, how did you become inspired by the teachings of Hare Krishna?
Basically, because of George Harrison of the Beatles. His first #1 hit after the Beatles broke up was My Sweet Lord, and that contained the Hare Krishna mantra. And the Hare Krishna mantra was something, mysterious to me at the time. I didn't really grow up with any Vedic culture or heritage in my household. So I looked into it. I had a friend in school, a Hindu friend, and I asked him, we used to talk about music and stuff. Basically, there was a book called Chant and Be Happy by the founder of the Hare Krishna movement called Prabhupada. Had conversations with John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, with the leader of the Hare Krishna movement, Prabhupada. And I was so inspired. This was when I was 14, I got that book. I read it that weekend, and I was so amazed at what I read that I stopped eating animals.
How does it influence your writing?
Very much, because what happened when I was 14 is that I became a vegetarian as a result of reading the spiritual aspect of things. I started trying to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Like when I was 18, I actually first visited a temple, and I started associating with the devotees, and the result of that is the first album called Gauravani. And if we could show it on the screen, so people can have a look. So Gauravani, that's the first album. That was written in 1997, recorded on cassette at home. Until 1999, I was able to go into a real studio and render it properly.
You are such a self-starter. Now, the teachings of Hare Krishna, I presume, focus you in terms of not eating meat, consuming animal flesh and stuff.
Right.
You are obviously different to what most young people following from that to be. How does that? How do you reconcile it? Because I mean, you're obviously a very individualistic person, and focus on what you feel is important in your life. But of course, everyone's influenced by so many different things. What's the response to you when you go out there?
Well, the thing is that because I am quite activist in that aspect with the lyrics in some of my songs, I openly sing about not committing violence towards animals or to any living being as far as possible. That was 14 to 24. At 24, I discovered what goes on in the dairy industry. The horrors of the dairy industry, and I became an actual vegan at that point. So that's like 10 years ago also. In my songwriting over the last, 97 to now, I have a few songs about those things. And a song that's currently on the Indigenous radio charts in 91.1 FM called All On You. It's an environmental song, but it also contains that message in the video for it, which you can see on YouTube if you go.
And you've been in the top 10 on the Indigenous charts for quite a while.
Right, but the thing is that in January, one of my songs entered at #2, a song called Heartless from the second album called Simply Rahil. And over the last few months, a few of my songs entered the charts, reached as high as #1, like top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different songs.
How do you feel as a local musician who in most people's mind, this is the land of steel band, calypso and soca. you're a rocker at heart with a really strong message. Do you think enough focus is placed on individuals like yourself in terms of having a diverse output of music from Trinidad to Tobago on the airwaves?
I don't think so, because a lot of the productions that are happening usually in the rock music genre, it's not really discovered until we go out there, we play big shows, we get heard overseas. I wanted to actually feature each of the albums just so people can have a look. So Simply Rahil.
He's a promotional magnet.
The second album,
that is Simply Rahil.
Right.
And also this is one called Orange.
That's the third album. Right. And these CDs are actually available in Trinidad music stores.
Why not iTunes?
Locally.
You know, if you have such a high fan base outside.
The thing is that I had been with Trinidad Tunes for about 3 years now. So I just got accustomed to the relationship, and if there's something wrong, you could just go down the road to talk to them instead of iTunes.
Yeah, but I mean, iTunes is like global.
Right, of course.
And your music seems to me to have a very global appeal.
I just might check it out more, you know, because, well, you know, support local is always a good thing too.
Yeah, well, yeah, but support local and go global is also a great thing.
True, true.
Let's talk about how important we have them in the 50s, so I want you to play a piece of song for us to go out. In closing, what do you tell people out there who are aspiring musicians like yourself?
Well, first thing I would like to say is that whatever you do is to do it honestly and try to not cause pain, violence to any other beings, not only humans but animals as well. I also didn't get to touch much on where you can find me online.
Yeah, we have 1 minute 25 seconds, so where we can find you online quickly.
Rahil.iscool.net or reverbnation.com/Rahil Babooram, or you could just Google my name, Rahil Babooram.
Yeah, and it'll come up on all the feeds. All right, what are you going to play for us to go out?
A piece of a song called All on You, which is an environmental song.
All right, that's our show for today. Thank you very much for being. Don't forget to join James, Disha, and Ian tonight at 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Alana Mahays for Survivors. We will go out with the strains of Rahil Babooram. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Take a walk every day. Do you still see much green on your way? Throw your garbage anywhere. Apparently the effects don't seem to scare. Trash fill the air. You don't care a thing about the atmosphere. The birds in the trees know how to behave, so why can't we just take back the shame is all of you. What goes